Welcome back to Backroomconvos. I'm your host with the most, Lesego M, report, aka Shit Just Shot, and maybe you might get a chance to call me Daddy. Listen, if you are a fan of port, stay tuned because you might like what we're cooking on today's episode. There's a lot to talk about on today's episode, and as you may all know, the followers of the podcast, yesterday it was a bit tough for me because I had to wake up, pull myself to recording, one of the toughest episodes that I've had to record ever. And I think it's one of those shortest episodes that I was able to record for the existence of this podcast. That has been like the shortest episode ever recorded because I was like extremely sick and I did my best. I showed up yesterday. I did show up. I recorded. I was a bit proud of myself. I just have to say that because I was a bit proud of myself. The fact that I came out of my bed and as sick as I was, prepared an entire show for you guys and came and recorded and did all the preps, like the behind the scenes work, just a lot, and releasing it, and the quality still though, for me that took a lot, so I'm really proud of myself. And I'm grateful for the fact that there's people who actually, saw the fact that I was sick, that I'm sick. I'm still not like okay. I've been given something to drink, had linyana to drink, and I must say I feel a bit better in comparison to yesterday. I'm not fully 100, but 75, I must say. I'm coming back bit by bit, So there is a lot to talk about on today's episode. I had to get that off the way. So we're going to talk about a lot of things on this episode. We are going to talk about Kanye and his apology. We are going to talk about Makhathini and Teddy Boy, Childish Gambino, Nicki Minaj's album, Somizi, Shakira. We are going to talk about those people in today's episode. Hopefully we'll get an opportunity to cover everything, because sometimes I think we get super carried away with, or I get super carried away with some of the things that we talk about on this podcast, and I end up not touching on some of like the important stuff or some of the topics that we had planned for today's episode. You know what I mean? So yeah, feeling better, very better, man. I'm feeling very better. Shout out to everybody that sent me or wishing me well messages. I really appreciate those. Yeah, let's talk about it. Before we talk about it, I almost moved to the topics of the day, which is like Kanye's the hottest topic in the apology. But before we get to that, we need to do the song of the day. So the song of the day, I know we've had the song is part of the song of the day in previous months or episodes. I'm not sure. We release a lot of episodes, so it's hard to keep track which episode has which song of the day, So, but I know Inkosi. Nini is any style sobukhosi. Unonkosi. That song the song by Youngstana, Unonkosi. So that's the song of the day. For those of you who don't know, like, there's just something, and I've always said it about Youngstana. There's just something magical about his voice and what he says and how he says it. And he's young. The mom is extremely young. Even her mom is so beautiful, young and vibrant, and shout out to Youngstana. So the song of the day is Ononkosi by Youngstana featuring Deepa Phil and Mfundo the DJ. So the song was released 2023. The song is 5 minutes 51 seconds long and currently sits at 2.3 million on Spotify alone. Imagine Apple, imagine iHeart, there's just a lot. So even Kabza was a part of this project, but is not mentioned above, but I don't know why. Regardless, so it's an amazing song, Right, let's talk about it then. Let's talk about it. Straight through released an apology that Kanye West sent out to the Jewish community, about the anti-Semitic comments that he's been making, or he made a year ago, like on September, if I'm not mistaken, last year. I'm not sure of the date. So it was the 27th. No, it wasn't the 27th. I'm not sure of the date, but I'll just read out some of the comments, the anti-Semitic comments that Kanye made about the Jewish community. So it's fine. It's one of those. I apologize that I had to mean that that's cool. I don't know what is to think that's cool, but yeah, I'm so sorry for that. So these are like the top 5 anti-Semitic comments that he made. So the first one is, I prefer my kids knew about Hanukkah from Kwanzaa. At least it will come with some financial engineering. That was the first one. I prefer my kids knew about Hanukkah from Kwanzaa. At least it will come with some financial engineering. So I don't know what he meant about this, but this is the comment he made when he was in a Fox interview with Tucker Carlson, and he said that on that interview. So yeah, producers cut that statement from the 2-hour conversation that aired on Fox News on October 6th and 7th. So that was the first one that Kanye said. So the second one is, I think that what they are about is making money, was said in an apparent reference to Jared Kushner and his Jewish family. So this was also, I think it was said on the same interview that he had with the Tucker guy from Fox News. I think that's when he said this. So the same, and he was making a remark to Jared Kushner. For those of you who don't know who Jared Kushner, please Google. They didn't have the time to Google who is Jared Kushner, but just for you to know all these people that Kanye is going after, or like he's saying shit about, it's people who are within the industry, people who are like decision makers. I realized something, sometimes when Kanye doesn't have things going his way, or people don't agree with him, he lashes out and he says all these things, the Grammys, and even with the apology, I'm like, maybe this is a calculated move, I don't know. But knowing Kanye, he's an opportunist, and he's always used the culture to further his agenda on whatever he's doing, you know what I mean? So I'm not quite sure if this is one of those, but it wouldn't surprise me if it is, because it's Kanye, So let's move right along onto the third one. So the third one, this is Kanye, by the way, like I'm just quoting 5 of those. So a Planned Parenthood was made by Margaret Sanger, a known unigetics with the Ku Klux Klan, to control, which it's written KKK, of which we know, all of us would see the KKK, it's the Ku Klux Klan. So it controls the Jewish population, where when I say Jew, I mean the 12 lost tribes of Judah, the blood of Christ, who the people known as the race black really are. This is who our people are, So that's the third comment Kanye made. So he made the comment on 2019, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he made this comment 2019. I'm just not sure. I'm not finding the source of where he made this comment on the platform. I'm looking for the platform, but I'm not seeing the platform. But he made this comment. So this is like one of the 5 comments that he made. This is the third one. So I'll read out the fourth comment. And the time he was saying this, I think he was speaking about the elements of black supremacy and Louis Farrakhan nation of the Islamic community and the Black Hebrew, the Israelite movement, and the latter inspired a deeply Semitic. Like he was speaking about those. That's how that came out, for those of you who were wondering. So this is another one. This is the fourth one by Kanye. Kanye has been saying this, but like the Jewish people are very powerful. God, the Jewish people are very powerful. You remember when we touched on Twitter about the guy who was running an experiment on Twitter, and a comment when someone said fuck Muslims and nothing happened, but he said fuck Jews, and it said there will be less visibility on this comment, and it said something about that comment being in violation of the Twitter code of conduct or something, because he said fuck Jews. That goes to show, but those people are everywhere. Like, you can't mess with them. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's the glimpse. That's the glimpse of how to, like, the glimpse to give you an idea how powerful those people are. And my G, this is like in Elon Musk's platform. You know what I mean? They said, like, they topped out. So even today, Elon hasn't said anything, kept quiet. I don't know if that is a calculated move, or I don't know if he never felt the need to respond to that, but it is what it is. So the fourth one is, this ain't a game. I'ma use you as an example to show the Jewish people that told you to call me that no one can threaten or influence me. I told you this is war. Now go and get you some business. I don't know, I see Diddy's name coming out, but I'll read out the source. This is the entire, because I have a huge scope of what this is. So when a fellow rapper mogul Sean Diddy Combs contacted Kanye West directly from an unveiling a white lives matter shirt as part of his fashion line at the Paris Fashion Week, West posted a screenshot of his text exchanging on Instagram, accused of Diddy of being controlled by Jews. So the anti-Semitic tropes that claim Jewish control over the media, banks, and government are part of the long-standing conspiracy of the secret of Jewish power. These myths of control portray Jew as the secret puppet master, running over others and manipulating the world's economy and government, and even apparently Grammy award-winning rappers. Meta, the company that runs Instagram, removed the post, and as of the posting of the article on the 13th of October 2022, froze Kanye West's account indefinitely. I think this is around about the time even like Elon Musk had to like unban Kanye after that, and he did the same thing, and Twitter decided to ban him for the second time. And Elon came out and said, I tried, but Kanye, he wouldn't listen. So yeah. So the fifth and last one. I'm a bit sleepy tonight, but I want to wake up. I'm going to DEFCON 3 on Jewish people. The funny thing is, I actually can be anti-Semitic because black people are actually Jews. Also, you guys have toyed with me and tried to blackball anyone who ever opposes your agenda. So this is after the comment that he made here, after being blocked on Instagram and having that post removed. He went on Twitter for the first time in nearly 2 years, but that didn't even last. It was on the 8th when he tweeted that I'm going to DEFCON on Jewish people. He posted that on Twitter. So yeah, like those are the things that Kanye said, the anti-Semitic comments that he made. Yeah, I don't know if this has to do anything with the city that he's building, or like the opportunity, or I don't know. But this is the apology from Kanye West. I sincerely apologize to the Jewish community for any unintended outburst caused by my words or actions. It was not my intention to offend or demean respect, and I deeply regret any pain I may have caused. I'm committed to start with myself and learning from my experience to ensure greater sensitivity and understanding in the future. Your forgiveness is important to me, and I'm committed to making amends and promoting unity. This was written in Hebrew, so this is just a translation of what that was saying in English, So this message is from Kanye, for those of you who are wondering. So he was sending that message out to the Jewish community. Do let us know what you think of do let me know what you think of what the statement Kanye, and if you think Kanye is an opportunist and he's using this to get whatever, if it's a calculated move or not. Do let me know in the comment section. I'm your host with the most, Lesego M, report, aka Shoot Your Shot, and maybe you might get a chance to call me Daddy like I was. Song of the day, Unonkosi featuring Deepa Phil and Mfundo the DJ. The song is by Young Stunner. It was released 2023. The song is 5 minutes 51 seconds long and currently sits at 2.3 million on Spotify. Let's meet after the break. Cheers. Welcome back to Backroomconvo. I'm your host with the most, Lesego M, report, aka Shoot Your Shot, and maybe you might get a chance to call me Daddy like I. Listen, if you are a fan of ports, stay tuned because you might like what we're cooking on today's episode. We were talking on the first segment of the episode. We were talking about Kanye's anti-Semitic comments that he was making over the years. Pick 5 of them, and before the apology that he said, and we translated the apology to English. Shout out to Shade Room because we got the scoop from Shade Room, and they translated because it was written in Hebrew, the apology, and Shade Room translated that in English. And for those of you who were wondering what Kanye said on the apology, he said, "I sincerely apologize to the Jewish community for any unintended outburst caused by my words or actions. It was not my intention to offend or demean respected, and I deeply regret any pain I may have caused. I am committed to starting with myself and learning from my experience to ensure greater sensitivity and understanding in the future. Your forgiveness is important to me, and I'm committed to making amends and promoting unity." This is the apology by Kanye West, for those of you who were wondering what we were talking about in the first segment of this episode. So the song of the day is Unonkosi by Young Stunner featuring Deepa Phil and Mfundo. And Mfundo, I'm so sorry about that. Apologies for that. It's Mfundo the DJ. The song currently sits at 2.3 million on Spotify. The song is 5 minutes 51 seconds long, and it was released this year under Young Stunner. Kabza is credited as well. I think he might have done something as well on this song. Shout out to Young Stunner. Amazing voice he has, you know what I mean? So I know a lot of you might agree with what I'm saying. See, a lot of the Young Stunner songs, how he dances, even Bell Tusi was saying, I've never seen Young Stunner perform Madiwele and doing the faces, the dance when he does that. I've never seen, which just done like a reform. He can perform the song Madiwele and do the faces. He's an amazing performer, by the way, Young Stunner, the person we are talking about in this moment. So the song of the day, as I said, it's Unonkosi featuring Deepa Phil and Mfundo the DJ. The song is 5 minutes 51 seconds long and currently sits at 2.3 million on Spotify. So moving right along, right? So another thing was released, shout out to Shakira, happened to have an ex by the name of PK. PK was cheating with Shakira. Shakira, they were living together, they have kids obviously, and Shakira moved out and he took the house, they had those movable houses. He took the movable house wherever they were, and petty things that couples do when they break up. So she was doing all that. And the house that she bought, the movable house, she took it back, and the kids, and because PK was cheating with Shakira, and people were like, was PK out of his mind cheating on a woman like Shakira? So she did cheat on Shakira, but that's not what we are here we're here to talk about today. So the city of Barranquilla, where Shakira is from, Barranquilla in Colombia. So they did a statue of honor for Shakira in his hometown, city of Barranquilla. And the pose that she was doing there, the pose of the statue that she did, is from the song Shakira Shakira, Hips Don't Lie, which was released on It. Is it on or It? Well, which was released 2005. The music video of Shakira Shakira. When you people with like that, that's all. My paper. That's all. So they used one of those photos to recreate a statue in his city. I think this is dope. It was even emotional, man. She even took it to Instagram to share her heartfelt messages to the people, or the people of where he comes from the statue. And the fans obviously they had to play a hand in this as well. You know what I mean? So yeah, that happened. And amongst other things, then, for those of you who didn't know, Mbongeni Ngema. So Mbongeni Ngema, right? So he passed away. For those of you who don't know, he passed away on the 27th, if I'm not mistaken. He passed away on the 27th of December 2023. I'm so sorry for the awkward silence that was there for a couple of seconds there, but I was looking at I was searching as to like when he died and everything. So Mbongeni Ngema, I'm just reading a short description of who Mbongeni Ngema is. So Mbongeni Ngema is a South African playwright, a lyricist, composer, director, choreographer, and theatre producer, best known for co-writing the 1981 play unveiled and co-writing the 1988 musical Sarafina. So Mbongeni Ngema co-wrote musical Sarafina. He did a lot. So he has Leleti Khumalo, his spouse. Hey man. So these people were related, they were giving one another gigs. Because Leleti Khumalo is also on Sarafina, Somizi is also on Sarafina, for those of you who don't know. So I'm thinking to myself, were we passing one another gigs here? What was going on here? You know, but that's beside the point. Now you know who Mbongeni Ngema is. You know, for those of you who didn't get that, Mbongeni Ngema is or was a South African playwright and lyricist, composer, director, choreographer, and theatre writer, best known for co-writing the 1981 play unveiled and co-writing the 1988 musical Sarafina, which featured Abu Somizi and Leleti Khumalo, just to mention a few. Crocodile was Somizi's name in that play, right? Moving right along. Oh, he was involved in the car accident. Apparently, I see that now. So Somizi took to, is it Twitter or Instagram? He sent himself a message. Acting as if it's Ngema who was sending the message to Somizi, but Somizi was the one who was sending the message to himself. So this is how the message reads. Good evening, Mhlong. I would like to take this opportunity to thank you for what you did for me when I was at my lowest ebb, with any provocation, or with me asking for your help and extended your hand towards me. You are the only one of all the hundreds of children who stepped forward for me. This has gone to the deepest of my inner of my being. And the message goes on and goes on. I'm sure if you want the message, you can get the message on Twitter. It's on Twitter as well for those of you who want to get the message. And one of the things he didn't see was the message actually says what he didn't go through, and it's from his, like when you send a message to someone, it leaves a take or one take, it shows what this message went, there's one take and it's gray. It's not supposed to be gray when you're the one who's sending the message, right? So, and it's supposed to be on the other end if the other person is the one that's sending the message to you, and you took a screenshot and send it to Instagram saying what this person is what you were saying, and people were furious, and some of them were even laughing. How can Somizi do this? How? Like, for the fact that we know obviously what you Mbongeni Ngema is, what not, but for you to send that and say this person is what he was saying, and we were very close. Same way he did, I think, with Zahara. That's how people say, Somizi is a cloud chaser, A, B, and C, E, and such people are very dangerous people, if I might say, in my opinion. Those people are like very dangerous people who fabricate stories just to make it seem as if, you and them were buddy, but knowing that they were not there in your life when you were alive, and they were not supportive enough, or like, I hate those people. And why do we even go to social media and so to say this? And someone, Kendrick Lamar, I think he says it in one of the songs, thoughts and prayers are way better. Thoughts and prayers are way better off timeline. So, like, if you were to send your thoughts and prayers to me, those are better off timelines, like social media. You shouldn't send those on social media. But that's besides the point. Somizi, definitely this doesn't look good for him. I hope we human, we make mistakes. I hope he learns from this and he starts becoming a better human being, because he's not a better human being, Doesn't say a lot of great things about him. It definitely says that he's a shitty friend that he is of a colleague, you know what I mean? So, going to Billboard's top stream album of the year is from Nicki Minaj, and it's been, like I was saying, it's the second week since the Pink Friday album 2. The Pink Friday 2, which is a sequel to the Pink Friday 1, which was released as a debut album of Nicki Minaj in 2010, if I'm not mistaken. So this is like the sequel to that. So it spent a second week on the Billboards. And on number one. It's not just any second week. It spent number one on the Billboard as a number one. So shout out to him, man. So also, like, since we are giving out shout out to SZA as well. SZA is spending 10 weeks this year. This is the only song that spent 10 weeks in the Billboard as an album, as a song. That's the only song that spent 10 weeks this year alone as a song. Was it a song or an album? I'm not sure, but Snooze is one of those songs that spent 10 weeks without being shaken in the Billboard. So shout out to SZA as well. The song is amazing, very nice song. I even like the song, the remix where Justin Bieber is featured. I like that one better as opposed to like the original. And I had it with SZA's dating Travis Scott, and like the glow up, SZA's glow up, bro. Like, that's a dope glow up from SZA, bro. Like, I was looking at it and I'm like, yo, snap, SZA really blew up, yeah. So yeah, shout out to SZA, shout out to Nicki, and everybody involved. Since we are talking about music, I want us to talk about Donald Glover, who is formerly known as his stage name, Childish Gambino. We want to party just for you. This is America hitmaker Childish Gambino. Yeah, she was being asked to go see, are we going to receive any music anytime soon? He said yes. The wait is over. There's new music on the horizon from Donald Glover, Childish Gambino. And he's been saying he's going to change the name Childish Gambino to his original name, which is Donald Glover. I don't know like how long the transition is taking him, because still I still see Childish Gambino and shit. I don't know when that is going to happen. So shout out to him. Cindy Makhathini, the saga. What do you think? There's a saga about Cindy Makhathini sleeping with the minor Teddy boy. Eddie Cindy is also 23 years of age. Teddy is 19. And the time they were seeing one another, Teddy was 18. I think Cindy was 22. And they were sleeping one another. And news came out, and someone who brought the news to light, they made it seem as if it's a new thing, but it's always been there. It's never been a secret. And how it came out, people presented it as if this Cindy was like an animal or sleeping with a minor. But people are receiving praise. Teddy's been receiving praise all over the internet for that, and I see him even on my timeline, and his posts are like, everything has to do with my hero. You are the chair of the men's conference, and what was Cindy thinking, sleeping with this boy? And people are just angry with it. They were not the one to hate to see it, but somebody else got to hate besides them. We are like, Cindy's got a huge ass. I can take that for a ride. Yeah, those are really inclusive thoughts. I'm so sorry for saying that out loud, guys. I'm so sorry for saying that out loud. So for people who want the full story, they must go on TikTok and search Teddy and Cindy, or Cindy and Teddy to get. I'm sure it's trending on Twitter, so you should get it, on Twitter. So she even posted something on Instagram saying, see, you act like you found gold, the secret that I never wanted to tell, but it's always been there. People who were closer to me knew about that. So yeah, I take her word for that. She has no reason to lie. So the book of the day is by forgot the name. Thomas Davenport. Davenport. Yeah, I'm right. Thomas H. Davenport. The name of the book is Thinking for a Living by Thomas Davenport. Thinking for a Living by Thomas Davenport. The book is 3.3 out of 5 from Goodreads. Not a bad ranking. Out of 5, not a bad ranking. So nothing from Google users about the book. So the genre is self-help book. For those of you who've read the book, please do let me know in the comment section what you think of the book. I'm your host with the most, SZA and Billboard, aka Shoot Your Shot, and maybe you might get a chance to call me Daddy like Cairo. Song of the day is Unongosi by Yamstana featuring Pipa Fira and Mfunde the DJ. The song is 5 minutes 51 seconds long and currently sits at 2.3 million on Spotify alone. It was released 2023. Y'all have yourselves an amazing day. I really enjoyed spending time with you. I really enjoyed this episode. Let's meet on another episode of Backroomconvo with Lesego M tomorrow. Have a lovely one. Cheers.